A visual novel is an interactive fiction video game genre. It features a text-based story with a narrative mixture of literature, imagery, and interactivity. These factors are aided by static or sprite-based visuals, most often using your typical anime-style art or occasionally live-action stills and sometimes video footage. As the name suggests, they resemble usual novels, but just with a little sprinkle of technology. Many visual novels also present the player with menu choices that allow them to choose and influence how the story progresses from then on. Which, if you ask me, is pretty cool. Welcome everyone, I am Elliot, and today I would like to show you the amazing, yet surprisingly simple world of making a visual novel. Thus, I suggest taking a comfortable seat, getting some drink, and without further ado, let's start. First and foremost is the writing phase, where you have to figure out a storyline for your visual novel. It is better if it starts small. Lay out the basics, develop a coherent narrative, and create some characters that go in different settings, and you are on the right path. Naturally, what comes next is the designing phase. This phase may sound harder, and it actually is. Just know that, here in the wonderland we call internet, everything exists: generators, tutorials, web apps, you name it. These will eventually make it extremely easy to make your characters, backgrounds, music and sound effects. After the first two phases are settled down, we may start the real work, making your visual novel a reality. And for that, we will be introducing you to RenPy, an easy-to-learn script-based language that allows anyone to efficiently write large visual novels with complex premises and plots. To get started, you'll want to download renpy. This launcher lets you create, manage, edit, and run renpy projects. Detailed instructions will be put in the description below. It is recommended to first see what the completed the question game looks like. To do this, start the RenPy launcher, and choose the question from the first screen. Choose Launch Project to start the question. Once you've explored this function, it is time for us to make our own game. Back to the launcher, we will create a new project by choosing Create New Project in the menu given. If this is your first time creating a project, RenPy may ask you to select the project's directory. This is a directory, also called a folder, where new projects are created, and is scanned for existing projects. The directory chooser might pop up below RenPy, so be sure to look for it there. The launcher will then ask you for a project name. Since the question is already taken, you should enter something different, like My Question, or any name you choose for your visual novel, then type enter. After that, the launcher will ask you to select the project resolution. The default of 1280 by 720 is a good compromise between game size and image quality. For the purpose of this tutorial, we will select 1280 by 720 to match the question, game art, then click Continue. The launcher will then ask you to choose a color scheme, an accent and background color for the new GUI. It doesn't matter what you pick at this point, so just pick something you find appealing, and then click Continue. At this point, RenPy will process for a bit to later on load a simple game template. The template uses placeholder art and text, but is runnable, and supports expected features like rollback, loading, and saving. Now that the game is processed, we can choose Launch Project to run it. As you can see, there is nothing in our current game, and that is because it is not programmed yet. We will discuss this issue in our next video in great detail, but as for now, I am Elliot and I hope you enjoyed and learned something new from today's video. See you.